Hello and welcome back to Pilot Lateral Writing. How are you? I hope you've been working on the prompts that I gave you last time, and I was wondering what worked best for you. Are you more sensitive to images, or are you more sensitive to association of words or situations? Please notice what worked best for you, because you can use those prompts again and again to trigger some inspiration. And also I was wondering, did music work for you? Because I understand some people find that distracting, but most of the people I know, they find it highly inspiring. I personally always work with music. But it happened, to be honest, I can also write without music, but I really like music. And if you didn't have time to work on those prompts, not to worry, go back to episode 2 and do the prompts, work on them, and then go back to this episode. I just would like to explain something about inspiration. People tend to think that we have to wait to be motivated to write in order to find inspiration and then start writing. It's totally wrong. It is not working that way. It's the opposite way. It's you start writing whether you feel it or not, then inspiration will come. And then you'll be so happy with yourself and so proud of yourself that you started writing, that you will be motivated enough to continue. It's totally misunderstood inspiration. Writers don't wait to get motivated to write, because if they do, they will never be motivated. What they do is they sit down, they open their computers, and then they start writing, and then along the way the inspiration will come. It's magical, and then they continue the following day. So I hope you keep that in mind, because our brain is very lazy and it will convince you that you've got better things to do than writing. So what you need to understand is I'm not gonna be there every day to help your writing. So you need to be disciplined with yourself. You have to put a timer on 5 minutes. No matter what, you write. You have to do that. I'm doing this. And you have to try this technique, because your brain knows what it's got to do. And to give you an example, in class, when I have my students, especially with the first years of students at university, I give them really quick prompts, and they have to work on it within 5 minutes. 5 minutes is not much when you think about it to write, but believe me or not, they all find something interesting to write within those 5 minutes, because they've got a task. They've got to accomplish it. They've got to talk about it after the 5 minutes. Their brain finds something, and most of the time they find something very interesting. So please try this tip, because that will help you with your writing. So now let's talk about this phase, which is brainstorming. It's the best phase ever, because you're free. You can be creative, and you're not scared of doing anything wrong. You're just brainstorming ideas, and I love doing that. That's personally my favorite phase. But of course, brainstorming is messy. The ideas are not coming in a linear way. You've got a bit of an idea for maybe the settings, a bit of an idea about the characters. Maybe sometimes the plot is a bit blur. That's normal. Brainstorming is supposed to be messy. This is the reason why I advise you to keep everything in one place. I personally keep everything in one notepad for each project. Each project has one notepad, and I put all my information in there. And then once I doodle and I put my ideas more clearly, then I start writing on the computer. So talking about brainstorming, it's been 2 weeks or so that you've been brainstorming on ideas, and maybe you had a look at your notes so far, and if you haven't, maybe it's time to do it, to look at what you've been writing, what came out of your prompts. Is there an idea that you'd like to work on more specifically? Really have a close look on everything you've written, see if there is a pattern, if there is a topic that you'd like to talk about, because today it's all about picking that topic, choosing that topic, because now you're gonna write a story about it, which is very exciting. So what you do is you read your notes and maybe circle the keywords that are very important to you. Once you've done that, I want you to look at all the keywords that you circled and choose one that seems absolutely major to you. Something that you really want to talk about. And this is the time where you start thinking about your story in a bigger scale, because next week episode will be about the theme, and we need to be clear about that, and I will explain in more details what I mean by the theme. But you need to focus on keywords that are intriguing for you, or excite you in a sense of, well, I want to talk about that now. And it's really important to feel excited before you start the project, because writing is a long run. It's a marathon. It's not something that you do one day and the task is done. It's long weeks of thinking about the same subject over and over again. So you need to be excited about that. So your task today is very simple. Look at all your notes, circle the keywords that are amazing to you, or fascinating, or intriguing, and you want to explore these themes, and then start to put them, choose one major one that you're gonna place in the middle of a big white page. You're gonna place that keyword, and then you're gonna start doing some bubbles around it. You're gonna ask yourself, what this word means to me. What does it mean to me, this word? What do I associate it with? And then you put a lot of bubbles around it. It's called mind mapping. It's famous. It helps you to structure ideas, but not in a linear way. It's not restrictive. It's messy. You have lots of bubbles. It looks like a big cloud. And sometimes one topic can bring something that is quite different, but yet they're related to each other. So your task for this week will be to do that mind map. Put that keyword in the middle of the page, and then start associating bubbles to it, even if they're not related. That will be the beginning of the building, the foundation of your story. Until you do that, I'll see you next time. Good luck.